Welcome to Chibuzor Math Physics. In today's video, we shall be looking at classical mechanics. Classical mechanics is generally one of those physical theory describing the motion of microscopic objects. It is more of physics, but it's one of those units we do in mathematics. I guess it is all about physics, but then we need to get versatile with the calculation involved. Because we know that physics relates us to our physical life and what we can see as human beings. So it is more of reality, and I think that's why it is becoming compulsory for those doing mathematics to take this course called classical mechanics. When we talk about microscopic objects, we might refer to maybe from projectiles to part of machinery and even astronomical objects. So usually we describe the motion of an object moving, or let's say the motion of a ball flying through the air and the pull of a magnet, and forecast a kind of ellipsis of that motion. So this is exactly what classical mechanics is all about. So let's take these problems and try to look at it, and let me show you what to do. In case you are joining us, do well to click the subscribe button so that you'll be notified as we upload our subsequent videos. So let's take this example. Usually when you are given a question, it is always good to pay attention to the type of question you are given. Go through it 1, 2, 3 times before you try to attempt it, so that you get all the necessary information required for you to be able to handle its calculations. So let's look at it. Two particles P and Q are separated by distance d apart. If you observe, you can see from the diagram below that these two particles we have particle P and Q. So P is here and we have Q. So they are separated by distance V apart. So they are being separated by this d apart. So let's say that the distance from here P to Q as is represented is being separated like we see in the figure 2. So distance, they are being separated with that distance, and then P and Q move velocity V and U making an angle of 60 degree and theta with line to PQ. So V is making an angle of 60 degrees and U is making an angle of theta degree. The graph between their relative separation S, when time t is shown in the figure 2, time t is shown here, and since they are separated with distance, we know it is simply root 3 over 2u as we are given. So we are to find the velocity v in terms of u. When time t is shown in figure 2, the velocity v in terms of u. So how can we attempt this question? So let's pause the video and try doing this question yourself, because calculation is a matter of practice. So at any point in time, you stop the video and try attempting the question by yourself. Okay, let me show you what to do. Let's assume that the distance, because we are told that this is being separated by the distance. So we know that D, so let's have D to be equals to x1 plus x2. x2. So this p v, this can be our x1 and this is our x2. But we know that if you look at this triangle, if we connect here, we usually say that this is a hypotenuse, this is hypotenuse, this is opposite, and this is adjacent. So this means that if this is hypotenuse, it will simply be that this is cos and this is sine. So we are going to apply this sine because we are given 60 degrees and then here we have theta degree. So it will simply be equal to v cos 60 degrees plus u cos theta degrees, and this must also be multiplied by the time t. It must be multiplied by time t. We are simply analyzing what we have here. So the distance will simply be v divided by 2 because it is we have v and u and they are separated together, so we divide v by 2 plus u cos theta all this will be multiplied by the t, which is the time as it is shown in figure 2, and the time is simply root 3 divided by 2u as we have seen here, divided by 2u. So this will imply that 2u, let's bring this side, we will simply have 2u divided by root 3. If we bring this to be this side, we make it this formula, we just switch, and this will be equal to v divided by 2 plus u cos theta plus u cos theta. So that will be let's take our pen. That will simply be 2u into root, this is 2u into root 3 minus v into 2. This will be equal to u cos theta. So let's call this our equation 1. When we do little simplification, that's what we have. So this is what we have. Since they are approaching each other, so let's have that down. Since they are approaching each other, so if these 2 points Q and P are approaching each other, we can say that their vertical displacement are equal. Vertical displacement, if we use Sine rule, we know that vertical, it will be v sine theta minus v sine 60. So we are simply referring to v sine theta. This will be equal to, because they are equal, v sine 60 degrees. So u sine theta will be equal to the root of 3 divided by 2. Then we have v here. Let's call this equation 2. So from equation 1 and 2, equation 1 plus equation 2, adding by equating them together, we simply have, let's take a different color. We simply have u squared into sine squared theta plus cos squared theta Remember how we calculated cos? We have v cos 60 plus u cos 60. So that's why here we're having u sine theta plus cos squared theta. So this will be equal to 2u by root 3 minus v divided by 2 squared, then plus 3v squared into u. This is just a little algebra when we add this together, equation 1 and 2. Now if we try to solve this, so if we open up this bracket and do cancellation, we will end up with v is equals to u divided by root 3, and this will be the solution to these problems. And this is how we deal with classical mechanics problems when we are to calculate maybe particles, two particles moving and they are being observed simultaneously at some point, or a question that is similar to this when you are given two particles P and Q and they are being separated with some distance. So you have to find, using the distance and the values given, you have to calculate the initial and even the final velocity, or some question related to that. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and see you in our next video. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button so that you will be carried along in the subsequent videos. Thank you and God bless you. Galagash.